Welcome to Forgotten Coast Fishing. My name's David and I fish inshore and offshore, showing you what I do to find and catch fish. If that sounds appealing, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you won't miss my future videos. It's the opening day of scallop season here in Port St. Joe, Florida, in St. Joe Bay. So we're gonna get out there and see if we can't grab some scallops. We're also gonna meet some friends out there. We got the grill, we're gonna have some lunch. So we're just gonna have a good day out on the water. All right, we made it out. You can see we've got a good bit of boats out, but still we've got plenty of room. So we're gonna try this spot first. Landrum and his wife Rachel out here somewhere. We're gonna find them in a little bit, but this spot right here, it's got some nice grass to it. It's a little rough, as you can see, and it's probably gonna make the water a little bit cloudy. So we'll get down here and just kind of see what we can find at this first spot. But really all you need for scalloping, in my part of the country anyway, in the panhandle of Florida, is just a mask, simple mask and snorkel, nothing expensive. You need to have your dye flag out there. And I'm actually gonna take this underwater mounted GoPro down, see if we can get some shots down there. And then really only other thing you need is just your regular saltwater fishing license. So I'll see you down under the water. Hopefully we'll grab some scallops at this first spot. You get another one? Oh, it got you? Well, there's Landrum and Rachel bringing up their haul. And I was scalloping all up in here, and I got, I don't know, maybe a dozen or so. But this whole area's really looking really good. That first area, the grass was real thick, and I really couldn't kind of find those scallops because I was having to kind of dig down in them and all through that grass. And this is a little shallower, and the water's a little clearer too. So as you could probably tell by my shots with that underwater GoPro, I hope those shots came out. But we're gonna kind of work this area a little bit more till we think we've got enough or our limit. Up, another one. So they're just right here at the boat. You know, you just have to kind of look and pay attention. I was finding that once I would find one, lots of times I would find another or a third one kind of in little clusters a lot. All right, so Ruth and I swapped. She's out getting scallops, and Steve and I are hanging out on the boat. You about ready for a hot dog for some lunch, Steven?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I got the grill over here. That's them out there scalloping. So while they're finishing up, I'm gonna make everybody some hot dogs. We'll kind of get back and have some lunch. All right, we're ready. There we go. It's not a lunch out on the boat with Daddy without Harry Potter. There you go. The Chamber of Secrets this time. Ready for more hot dog?
Yeah.
You ready for Harry Potter? Bye, guys. Bye. Good times. We did really good with our scallops today, I thought. All right, safe travels back. All right, we're gonna go ahead and head on back. As you can kind of maybe see, it's thinning out a lot back here. People are starting to head back. It's a little later in the day, but also it's getting real skinny water back here. Low tides in a couple hours. So we don't want to get stuck either, so we're going to go ahead and head on back. I've got a neat way to clean these scallops I want to show you, and then we're going to cook them up. What a wonderful day getting those scallops today. And not only that, just a good time out there visiting with friends, cooking out, just kind of hanging out there on the water. But we're gonna go ahead and clean these scallops up and get them cooked for dinner. But what I'm gonna use, believe it or not, is this shop vac. I kind of found this technique out, I don't know, 12, 15 years ago or something like that, and it works fabulous. So let me show you how I'm gonna do it. And taking a look at these scallops, you see you've got a dark side and a light side. And once you kind of get it open, you may have to pry it with a knife a little bit, but once you get them open, what you're going to do is you're going to pry this meat that you can see, that white there, that's the meat, and you're going to pry it away from the dark side. So I like to take my little sword bait knife here and just kind of scrape it away from the top shell like that till it's all loose, and you can kind of take the shells apart and discard that dark shell. Now, take your vacuum and turn it on and just kind of slowly go down to that meat, going around it like that, and check it out. All those guts are gone. And this is the simplest way to do it, everybody. You can kind of get a little knife and kind of grab all that stuff off, and I've done that before, and by the time you've cleaned 30 or 40 of those things, your back is hurting and everything because it just takes such a long time. But this is so simple, it's just unbelievable. Then you can just take your knife and scrape that off, and you're good to go. Simple way to clean these scallops. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these rest cleaned, and we'll see you in the kitchen. All right, tonight with these scallops, we're gonna make some seared scallops with a lemon butter garlic sauce served over some angel hair pasta. And this is probably one of the most common ways to make scallops, but they're so tasty and they were so fresh, you really don't need a lot of spices and that kind of thing to add to it. Just a simple recipe is really all you need with these scallops. So our first step, I've got my pasta kind of finishing up boiling over here. And then what I've done with these scallops, I rinsed them in a colander and then patted them dry pretty well and then just salt and peppered them. So I'm going to go ahead and get them in this cast iron skillet. This has got about 2 or 3 tablespoons of olive oil in it. And these are bay scallops. These are not sea scallops like you might find in some restaurants. Sea scallops are much bigger. But these bay scallops, you know, as you can tell, are kind of small. So we're really just going to be stirring these around. If these were sea scallops, the bigger type, you might leave them on one side and then sear it and then just flip it once. And I have this on just a little bit over medium heat. I don't want to burn these guys because I'm using this cast iron skillet and it can kind of get hot. But I'm going to leave these scallops kind of still for a minute or two just to get a little bit of browning on the bottom. Then we'll kind of stir them around. All right, so these went about 4 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and get these off on a plate and we're going to make our sauce in the same pan. All right, so I turned my heat down to about a medium low. And I pulled this pan off the heat for a minute or two just to kind of let it cool down a little bit, because our next step is going to be some garlic and some lemon juice and some butter, and that's all we're going to have to add to make this sauce. But I didn't want to put that in super hot. I'm going to go ahead and add our butter. This is 3 tablespoons of butter. So we've got our butter melted, so let's go ahead and add this garlic. Now this is a teaspoon of fresh garlic. And garlic cooks fairly quickly, so just 30 seconds or so, just to kind of get all this mixed in is all you're going to need. And let's go ahead and add this lemon juice. Now this would be the recipe that I use calls for a half a lemon squeezed, but this is a lemon juice, so we used about a half a tablespoon of lemon juice. And this is going to deglaze your pan too, kind of get some of those scallop bits off the bottom and everything. And this is just going to go for just a few seconds, 15 to 30 seconds is all you're going to really need to this. Okay, now that lemon juice and garlic is kind of cooked for just a couple seconds, we're going to go ahead and add our scallops back in there. Just basically just to kind of reheat these scallops. And scallops, from what I've heard anyway, are kind of like little sponges. And they're going to soak up all this butter and this garlic and this lemon juice. So you want to give them a little time to do that. All right, so I dished up our angel hair pasta here. Let's go ahead and get our scallops on. What a way to cap off this day with this lovely recipe with these scallops that we grabbed fresh today. Very few ingredients. Not a lot of cleanup, but a very tasty, simple dish. But if you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you won't miss my video. So until next time, hope to see you on another episode of Forgotten Coast Fishing.